Hi everyone, welcome to your yoga practice today. Today we've got a practice that you could use for digestion. So if you're having a little bit of a sore tummy, this might be a practice that you can come back to. If you're not though, it's a really good practice to just stress relief, come into your body, relax, and breathe. All right, so we're going to start today's practice laying down on our back with the breath. So we're gonna practice our 3-point breath, our Durga breath. So come on down to your back. And you can go ahead and leave your knees up. Now again, you probably don't wanna practice, I don't like to practice my yoga on a full stomach. So making sure that you've had some time to digest if you've just eaten. It's going to allow you to just get into your body and breath a little bit deeper. So with the hands on the stomach, we're going to start to bring the breath in through the nose and down into the stomach and fill up your hands like your stomach is a big balloon, expanding with that inhale. And on the exhale, you can feel the belly retract. Inhale. Expanding the belly. On the exhale, letting it go, letting that balloon deflate. Inhaling, exhaling. And if your inhales and exhales don't match my cueing, that's okay. Just go on with what works for you and the timing of your breath in your body. Now we're going to move up to the ribs. Just going to bring your lobster claw to the sides of your ribs. And as we inhale and bring that breath down into the belly, we're going to also inhale belly, ribs, finally chest. So inhaling belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, deflate from the chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs. Feel those ribs pushing out into your hands, chest, and exhaling. On the exhale, you might not feel as big of a difference between the chest and the ribs. That's okay. It's very subtle. So continue the inhale. Place your hands wherever feels good for that kinesthetic cue. And continue inhaling to the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. See if you can match your inhales and your exhales, same length. And practice a few rounds on your own with your own pace and time. One of the best things we can do for our digestion is to come back to the breath. So stress can really mess with our tummies. If they're already upset, it's going to hurt even more. So one thing we can do for ourselves, a natural way we can help our stomach out, is just by de-stressing. And we can do that with just a little bit of breath work. So if anything you get out of this practice today is that the breath can really help with our digestion. Letting it all go. And when that feels complete for you, we're just going to come back to regular breath, meaning we're not going to control our breath. We're just going to allow our breath to move in and out of our body naturally. So no more trying to control it. No more cues. Our breath is the bridge between the mind and the body. It's what can anchor us into the present moment. Now that we're coming into a little bit more of a relaxed space, we can start to work within that time. From here, we're going to just bring one knee up to the chest. You can keep the other knee bent, or you can extend it along the floor. Keep that breath moving through the body. Awesome. Just getting a nice little stretch. Bringing that knee to the chest. Now we're going to pull the belly in towards the spine. I know this might sound counterintuitive if you're feeling some rough digestive stuff, but try to bring the spine or the low back to the floor by engaging our core. And we're going to just pull up slightly, nose to knee, but keep some softness in the face. We don't want to be stressing ourselves out, only going as far as feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you at all, then don't do it. And coming back down. Toes nice and bright in both feet. We're going to put that foot down. We're going to bring up the other one, other knee to chest. Slide that leg out on the left side. We're just going to be here for a moment. Just allowing our hips to kind of wake up. And from here, we're going to do the same thing. So pulling the belly button into the spine, creating that core engagement, turning on that hara. And we're going to bring that nose to the knee, keeping some softness in the face. Seeing if we can also keep the shoulders from rounding up towards the ear. Just some length in there. And then coming back down to the mat. Awesome. Keep that knee there and bring the left knee back up to match. And we're going to take our arms out to a T, and if it feels comfortable for you, we're going to drop over. Just swing the hips over just a little bit. Give yourself more space to drop over to the right side. Both knees stacking on top of each other. Getting a nice stretch along this side body here. And for today, we can just keep our gaze up towards the sky. No need to crank. If this doesn't feel comfortable and you feel like you want to keep your arm to your side, that feels better for you, you can go ahead and do that. And on the inhale, we're going to come back up to center. Nice. We're going to scooch those hips over towards the right side now as we drop out to the left. Again, just keeping those knees stacked. We can keep our arm on our leg if that feels good. Or we can spread out into a T, palms facing up. Really see if you can pull the inhale down to the belly and let it go. Awesome. Come back to center. Both knees, and we're going to come up to a seated. So you can either roll or you can walk yourself up, coming up to our easy pose here. So I'll face you guys for this, coming into a cross-legged pose. Pull those glutes out of the way, find those sits bones, and get some length in the spine. Pelvis all the way up to the top of the head, crown pointing to the sky. Get some length, feeling some strength in that spine. All right, we're going to inhale, arms up. And exhale, we're going to side. We're going to twist from the waist, then the ribs, then the shoulders towards the left, and last, the head. Taking our gaze behind us and stay here for a moment. Now we're not cranking ourselves and twisting ourselves uncomfortably. It's just a light, gentle twist. And really see if you can bring that breath down to the belly. On the next exhale, coming back to center. Beautiful. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist to the right. From the center, from the hara, then your ribs, then the shoulders, head being last to turn. Take that breath deep down into the belly here. See if you can get a couple of good breaths in and out, keeping that length of the inhale and the exhale the same. Exhale, coming back to center. Great work, everyone. We're going to come onto our hands and our knees, coming into an intentional table here. So stacking shoulder, elbow, wrists, really gripping that mat and then pressing away from the mat, meaning we're not dipping into the shoulders here. Press away, nice and long in the neck, not dropping there, and then we're just going to be here for a moment, pulling that belly up and finding that neutral spine. What's neutral for you? Beautiful. From here, we're going to press up and back to a downward facing dog. Walk it out just a little bit. Still pressing away from the ground and letting our head hang. Inhale, right foot up to the sky. Bring the knee in. And as the knee comes in, we're going to pull it through into a lunge. Coming into that runner's lunge here. Pull that heart forward. This is where it's a good opportunity to use your blocks if you have them with you under your hands. Bring that ground up to you and push into the heel on the back foot. All right, from here we're going to plant down that left hand on the inside of the right foot and we're going to send those right fingers towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, coming back down. We're going to send the right foot back to the left for a plank. Bring the knees down to the ground. Beautiful. We're going to send ourselves just a bit forward, past our fingertips, and then we're going to slowly lower ourselves down to the ground, hugging those arms in towards the body, close to the body. From here, pressing the tops of the feet into the earth, engaging the legs, pressing the pubic bone into the floor. We're going to raise our heart to the front of the room. Cobra, baby cobra, and coming back down. Beautiful. Engage in those hands beside the chest. Press ourselves up and back to a downward facing dog. Feel that breath moving through, guys. Just let it go. Maybe check in if there's anything you feel you're hanging on to, whether that's pain in the body or a thought, or something that's bothering you. See if you can just let it go just for now. Just on this mat, let's raise that that left leg up to the sky, knee to the chest. Rock the hips to pull it through to a lunge. Awesome. Send that heart forward. Press into that back heel. Beautiful. We're going to take that right hand on the inside, plant it down on the inside of the left foot and send those left fingers up to the sky. Nice and strong in the legs, guys. Keep the legs nice and active. Bring that hand back down. We're going to step left foot back to meet the right. Bring our knees down to the ground. Jet ourselves forward just a little. Make sure that our elbows and our wrists are stacking. And then we're going to lower ourselves down. Beautiful. Again, we're going to press the feet into the ground, engage the legs, and bring the heart forward. Coming back down to the ground, press into the hands, push up and back, downward facing dog, walk it out. Good work, guys. Just a little flow in here for you. Yeah, awesome. Bring those knees down to the mat. Cross the ankles behind you and come through to easy pose. Good stuff. We're gonna send those legs out in front of us. Bring the knees up just a little bit, and we're gonna inhale. Let's keep the length in our spine, so we're not gonna round the spine. We're just gonna bend forward as far as feels comfortable, and we're gonna hug through our thighs or through our legs here. And if it feels good for you, you can go ahead and try to start to round now and drop the head to the knees. Let's see if we can open up in between the backs of the shoulder, in between the back of the heart. Letting go. Rounding into ourselves, giving ourselves a little bit of love, a little bit of grace and gentleness. All right, coming back up slowly, coming down to the ground once more. And from here, we're going to bring both knees to the chest and give ourselves a little hug as we rock from side to side. Nice work. This is called wind relieving pose. So if you're really feeling some digestive cramps, it's always okay to have gas in yoga. It's just part of the process. It's what happens when the body relaxes. So then we can bring our legs apart and up and grab onto on the outside of the foot, inside of the foot, or gently grab our ankles and coming into a happy baby pose. If we can rock, we can stay still and just breathe into our pelvis, allowing our low back to press into the floor on the inhale. From here, let's start to bring the soles of the feet together, coming down to the ground, letting the knees hang out. So you can take those feet far from the body, or you can bring them up close, whatever feels comfortable. You can just allow yourself to come back to the breath here. Just bring yourself into that 3-point breath, that Durga breath. Once more. And when that feels complete for you and you're back into that breath, we're going to extend one leg at a time. So feeling into the floor beneath you, letting the ground really just support you and hold you. And so if it feels good, letting those arms out beside you. And just allow yourself to drop into Shavasana. So I invite you to experiment and perhaps stay here for even just 1 minute of breathing and allowing the ground to support you. Let your muscles fully let go. And if you have the time or you feel like you really want to drop into this beautiful posture and get the most out of it, you can be here for, 10 to 15 minutes. Otherwise, You can start to come up and out of this pose. Coming back to your day with a little more breath and a little less stress. Thank you for joining our practice today. Namaste.